You are now listening to the most talked about blog talk radio station in the universe. Walk in his ways, Impact Voice Radio. Be prepared to have your mind stimulated, your spirit elevated in ways you couldn't even imagine. Introducing your host and the mastermind behind this unforgettable experience, Furman Jackson Jr. You will not be disappointed. Let's go!
Hey, what's up, everybody? I want to welcome everybody to another episode of Walk in This Way Impact Voice Podcast. I'm your host, Furman Jackson Jr., coming to your home from the seat of Arlington, Texas, Dallas, Texas, Fort Worth, Texas, just from the great state of Texas. Tonight's episode is about getting out your comfort zone. And I'm very excited about my tonight's guest. She's an example of getting out your comfort zone. She's a one of all trades. She's very motivated and energetic about what she's doing in her field, to make things happen for herself, make things happen for her family. Not only that, but be an example to others who desire to go down that same path of success. And I'm very excited about my guest being with me tonight. She's from the great state of Alabama, my hometown of Mobile. Big shout out to the mob town, of course. And I know I transitioned from Mobile to Texas within a year. I'm very excited about being here, but most of all, I'm very excited to see that back at home, men and women are doing great things to set the path of greatness. So I just want to welcome you to Walk in This Way Impact Book. We'll get started. I want my guest to introduce herself, and after that, we're going to kick it off with Prime Time, with the Prime Zone and Days of Sports.
Good evening. How y'all doing? You doing all right?
I'm doing great. Like I said, we thank you for taking time out to be just get to be a part of tonight's podcast. I know we interact with each other via Facebook. You know, just really had to make it happen since had to say, let's go ahead and make it happen like not just do it. So I'm very excited. You know, introduce yourself to the audience, give us a little background about yourself, and then we're just gonna kick it off with some Q&A. But first, before we get started with that, I know I got Prime Time with the sports updates. Big shout out to the Dallas Cowboys. Always a Dallas Cowboy fan. I know we had a very heartbreaking loss this past Sunday against Kansas City, but hopefully we will bounce back against the Las Vegas Raiders. They will be playing here in Arlington, Texas on Thanksgiving Day. So, you know, that's a tradition for the Cowboys. So if you're a Cowboy fan or you're a football fan, period, be tuned in, lock in with your family, your friends, and enjoy the good day of football. But Kenny, take it away with the latest news and updates in the sports world.
Good evening, everyone. How are you this evening? As you about can hear in the background, before I start this podcast off, I would like to first welcome you to the Prime Zone. I am your host, Kenny Primetime Williams, and I'm glad you're here with us on this beginning of a holiday week. We have a lot of news tonight. We have some things to share with you. We have some breaking news as of today. And I want to just welcome everybody. Just take your shoes off and be comfortable. But before we leave, before we even start and do anything, I want to give a rest in peace shout out to young Dolph. I started this segment off because he was one of my favorite rappers. And unfortunately, he was gunned down on last week. And we give condolences to his family and the city of Memphis, Tennessee. I will always like to tell everybody to be safe, to be, you got to stay out of harm's way. But let's get on to the sports. Ladies and gentlemen, before I go anywhere, breaking news. Jason Garrett, offensive coordinator for the New York Giants, is out. He has been fired today. The Giants suffered a huge loss last night, 30-10 against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. A lot of things wasn't working in the Giants' way, and the coach made a decision, and he made a decision this morning. Remember, Jason Garrett used to be the former head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, and this morning after the game last night, he was given the word earlier this morning that he was no longer needed of his service for the New York Giants. So unfortunately, that is very unfortunate for Coach Garrett. I wish him well. I wish his family well. I do know that he's a great coach, and I know that he will find work soon. I don't know about for the rest of this year, but I'm pretty sure somebody will pick him up. Moving on, let's go to the NBA. Now, everybody has been trolling and tweeting and doing everything, and everybody saw the LeBron elbow to Isaiah Stewart of the Pistons. The Lakers had beat the Pistons. They was in Detroit, and it gave a whole relive of the Malice in the Palace, which happened in 2004. LeBron elbowed Isaiah Stewart, and it was a mayhem. And it held up the game for a while. A lot of things was done that was not supposed to be done. In result of that, LeBron only got 1 game suspension. Isaiah Stewart, he received a 2-game suspension. Now, with that being said, both of those players will see each other this coming Sunday in LA. They will be both off their suspension. Emotions going to be high. Emotions going to be running. And so I asked all the NBA players, including LeBron, Isaiah, let's be careful. Let's play the game like we're supposed to play it and keep it real with each other, and let's not try to hurt each other. Moving on to the NFL, this past week was very disappointing. I know for myself, because I am like Mr. Jackson. I am a Cowboy fan myself, and I hate the fact that we lost against the Kansas City Chiefs, but we did. A 19-9 game. I was impressed with the defense. They played very well. Offense wasn't clicking as they was used to be, but I look forward to them bouncing back on Thursday night, Thanksgiving night. Tune in, ladies and gentlemen, 3:30. As Mr. Jackson said, we take on the Raiders, and most importantly, we'll be at home. We play good at home. And another thing I want to point out about my Cowboys, don't upset the quarterback. And that's what they've done right now. Number 4 is upset right now, and he is ready to come back on the field and do his thing. And I can't wait till he get ready to get out there and show his thing, along with everybody else on the team. And so, good luck to my Cowboys. I will be tuning in. Thanksgiving Day is a day of family, fun, and football. And so if you're around your family, man, get that good turkey dressing, man, turn in some football. We got a lot of games going on that day. Also, we got the Chicago Bears taking on the Detroit Lions. We have the Buffalo Bills playing the New Orleans Saints. We also have that Thursday night, the Egg Bowl. Mississippi State University will take on Ole Miss Rebels. It's a tradition. It's a big game. So a lot of football going on Thanksgiving night. So if you're not doing anything, sitting around with family, eating, having fun, the last F you got to do is watch football. So I encourage everybody to do that. Baker Mayfield have been receiving a lot of criticism, even though they won this past week. He was being booed by his own home crowd. Asked about it, Baker didn't have any remorse about it. He doesn't really care about it. But most importantly, it's getting to that point where Baker Mayfield just might be on his way out of the door with the Cleveland Browns. They've lost receivers, they've lost players that couldn't get along with each other, all because of Baker Mayfield. And I will want it comes from the upper management. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's be looking out to see what's going on. The Tennessee Titans have released Adrian Peterson. You remember Adrian Peterson? He just joined the Tennessee Titans, and he only played 3 games for him. He was doing a great job. I was very impressed with him. But as of today, he has been released, and I really would like for this man to find a home because he is a very extraordinary running back. I've been watching him since he's been in the league. He's a very powerful back, and a lot of great teams can use him, and also he can be a very good weapon for them. Coming up, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know how he's going to end up, what team he will be on, but at the same time, the end of the year is coming. December is coming around the corner. That's when the NFL teams play their greatest and their biggest plays or their biggest times, because they're trying to find a spot in the playoff. So I hope Adrian Peterson will find a great, great home to go to and be on a team where he can be relaxed and not have to worry about being traded the next morning after playing a good game. Now, coming back to my Cowboys, CeeDee Lamb suffered a concussion against not the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, the Kansas City Chiefs. He suffered a concussion on the way of trying to catch a pass in the end zone, bumped his head in the first half of the game. He was sent out and never returned. And as of today, he has been ruled out for Thursday's game against the Raiders. Also, Amari Cooper was on the COVID list. Not facts yet if he's off the COVID list, but we're looking forward to him to be coming back to the team and be able to dress and perform on Thursday night. So I'm getting good prayers up to that. Ladies and gentlemen, I didn't have that much sports for you tonight, but I do want to let you know I do love, and I ask everybody to continue to watch Walking This Way podcast. We love you, me and Mr. Jackson. We give you the news that you want to know, the sports all the way to around the world. We have an extraordinary, great guest tonight. I want everybody to tune in, relax, and enjoy the show. Before I leave, I want to let you know God loves you. Jesus loves you, and I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Have a great one. Mr. Jackson, all on you, man.
Hey, appreciate it, Kenny. Thank you for the latest news and the updates around the sports world for NBA, NFL, the college reports. And like I said, I thank everybody for tuning in with us here tonight. Tonight's episode is about getting out your comfort zone. We know that this is already November the 23rd, 2021. We know that this year has gone by. We're about in breaking a new year for 2022. We know that close to that time, everybody get excited about their goals and working out and want to do different things, but hyping ourselves up, but not actually putting in the work to do it. You know, the Bible said faith without works is dead. And my guess, of course, an example of getting out your comfort zone, just looking at her background, her history, the things she have accomplished in her life, of course, in her career, is a prime example of getting out your comfort zone. And that her story will inspire you, will motivate you, will challenge you in different areas of your life. This is a time that we should want to grow. This is a time that we should develop and become a better version of ourselves, men and women, of course, to take it to the next level, to really branch out, start to change the way we think, the way how we do things, and change some things up to make the best out of it, utilizing all our gifts that God has given us. The Bible said that our gift made room for us. Everybody has a gift. God gave everybody a gift, but it's up to us to utilize that gift. So I just want to welcome my guests to Walking the Ways Impact Voice podcast. Thank you again. Introduce yourself to the audience, and we're about to have fun. So I appreciate you, and I thank you again.
Absolutely. Well, first, let me say thank you for having me on your platform. That is such a big thank you so much for that. My name is Anna Kobe. And as he stated, I'm a Mobile, Alabama resident. Okay, I am an operations manager. I operate 3 major chain breakfast restaurants in my area by day. And I am a financial coach by night. And so I've been in the food industry more than 16 years. I don't want to give away my age, but I've been in the food industry a very long time. And I just took my experience from running successful restaurants, and I took that knowledge and I took that experience, and now I want to help families become financially prepared for their future. So now I help families in the evening time prepare for their future.
Hey, that's some awesome stuff, Amanda, that you're doing. And now that too, and I know that people are getting up on the financial side of things. I guess it took place kind of like when the pandemic hit, people being concerned about their finance, but also establishing that for our community to be financially stable, be financially fit for generations to come. Of course, biblically, the Bible says a good man leave the hands for the children. Develop that concept, develop that mindset. And we have a lot of financial gurus that have came through on the podcast to implement their knowledge, their awareness, and as yourself, to implement that knowledge and that awareness to challenge the mindset of men and women to when it comes to getting their finances in order. When you hear about money, people think money is a dirty word. They get so nonchalant with it, but a lot of this stuff is very important when it comes to take care of our financial responsibilities, bills, savings, A1 credit. I mean, who would want to be financially stable? And I'm just glad that you have brought the stuff that you do. And I know you have a lot of experience within the restaurant industry. And my first question is, how did it all started coming within the industry of working in because we all got to eat. So how did that come about?
Well, how did I get started in the food industry? Well, I started working when I was very young. As soon as I was able to work, I went into the workforce. So I started working in around 2002, but I got my first opportunity in the food industry in 2003. My very first job ever, as far as food, was Subway. Okay, so I started working there. Now, the opportunity that gave me growth and advancement, the first place that gave me that opportunity was actually McDonald's. That happened in 2004.
Okay, awesome. So you just always had that work ethic at a young age. So I can tell you come from a family of a hard worker, men and women, to be successful. Because who wouldn't know, who don't want to be successful? And I know just have it just made paving the way for yourself on this journey that you went on.
Yeah, absolutely. I did come up from a family that encouraged me to work. But a lot of times in our families and our upbringing, you only have a couple of options. Okay. You're either going to work, you're going to go to school, you're going to get a scholarship, and you're going to get out of this house. So it was always, enforced and implemented that if you don't work, you don't eat. So yes, I started working at an early age. Every single year I advanced. So when I started at McDonald's, even when I was a teenager, I went from a crew member to crew leader to crew chief to crew supervisor. And before I knew it, I was a manager and I was still in high school. And so I left briefly and I joined the military. And when I came back, I went back to McDonald's. I was a store manager, assistant manager. I even helped with the human resource side, hiring and developing the crew. And I worked there for a long time. And I was still working, going to school. The next opportunity, after working a few other places, that's how I got into the company I'm with now. They saw me coming in and out of the restaurant, and they got to know me, and they say, hey, why don't you consider working here? As hard as you work, working multiple jobs, you should come here. So I went there, and every year I moved up, I advanced, and it's been a roller coaster ride the whole time.
Oh, I can tell the excitement, the smile on your face, that that you love doing what you're doing, and that's a beautiful thing about it, especially on the podcast. And interviewing extraordinary men and women as yourself who are doing extraordinary things. And I know, as you gave some background about yourself, that how you turned some stores into $1 million investment on that. How did that come about? How did you brainstorm that? How did you actually put that together to turn some franchises around, some stores?
Well, actually, if you want to know the truth, it was never my goal to make any of my stores $1 million stores. It really happened because I went in with a mindset of what can I make better and what problems can I fix? And when I started focusing on those things and creating systems to improve the business, the success and all of that came later on. And so that's going to go for any business that you work on. I will tell you, don't focus on a dollar amount, okay? That's going to come along the way. What you have to focus on is how can you make it better? How can you fix a problem? How can you improve? And then you just have to be wise enough to create a system that actually works.
And that's what's up, because I know just when I was reading about that, just the mindset of you turning the things around. Some people just give up and quit and sitting, murmur and complain about it. But your mindset of taking what was presented before you and just making it into something major. And I can have to say congratulations on that, because I never
Thank
seen
you.
anything like that before. So big ups into what you're doing, having that magic touch, of course. And I know you have like 16 years of experience in the food industry, of course. What would you consider the highlight of your career if we're talking about getting out your comfort zone?
When I say highlight of my career, when I think about the biggest achievement of my career, I just know that it hasn't happened yet. I've done a lot of great things. I've experienced a lot of monumental highs and achievements. I excelled at an early age. I remember when I got promoted to a district supervisor, I was the youngest in my area. I was the only African American female. So I've done a lot of great things, but I will say when it comes to the highlight, it hasn't happened yet. And I'm just excited to see where God's gonna take me on this journey because I know it's coming. I'm bound to do even more for myself and others.
Awesome stuff right there. And my next question is, do you have a philosophy when it comes to your business?
Philosophy. Well, yeah, I got a few philosophies, really. I could give you maybe about 3 or 4, but one of the biggest philosophies when it comes to my business, if you want to be a good leader, the first thing you have to do is become really good at serving. And you have to remember that you can serve at any place and at any capacity. So I really believe that God will use you where you are right now. So you don't have to wait to hit a certain level. You don't have to wait to be in a certain position. You need to find ways that you can serve right where you are. A lot of times we're confused about that. So when you get really good at serving, when you get really good at helping others, because you got to realize that you can't do this alone, that's when you're going to become a phenomenal leader. And leaders are able to produce results through other people. So you got to get really good at developing people. So when you get good at helping others, oh, you're gonna hit success. You're gonna hit your goals. So get really good at serving. Get really good at helping other people hit their goals, and you'll hit yours along the way.
Man, that's beautiful stuff right there. And I know that when you was a crew lead, I know you had people love coming to work with you just because of your presence, your aura, how you conduct yourself. Because when you have that mentality, that mindset, people don't mind coming to work. They would love to come to work, and they know it's going to be an awesome day. They know it's going to be a well-ran day. It's not going to be a day where, oh, she's a boss, she's going to do this, tear me down, blase, blase. But encouraging people, building people up, because you got to have a great team, because you can't do it by yourself.
You cannot.
And then my next question is reading. We know leaders love to read. So do you read books, and what books are you reading now?
Oh, I love to read. That was one of the biggest things I love to do. And now that I'm so busy, I'm really into audiobooks as well. So I would say right now, I'm reading The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. I've actually read it multiple times. I don't read a book just once because each time I go back, I get different things from it. I see something that I may have missed the first time. So The Compound Effect is really good. John Maxwell has written tons of great books. I'm reading Failing Forward. You can't be afraid to fail and mess up. I'm reading How Successful People Think. That's by John Maxwell. And I'm rereading The Richest Man in Babylon. I try to, every day, I'm listening to something inspirational, motivational, educational. I'm always feeding my brain something good. So I'm gonna say since about 2016, I stopped listening to the radio in my car. What I listen to is YouTube, Audible. I listen to digital downloads. So I'm always learning in my car because I spend a lot of time commuting back and forth. So I'm always feeding my brain. Those are just some of the things I'm listening to this week. And you can read more books if you do the audio way.
Awesome stuff right there, because you always got to keep your mind sharp and alert and stuff like that. And my next question is, do you consider yourself a disciplinarian in your business life as well as your personal life? Because successful people is all about being disciplined. They have a set standard, they have a set thing they do. Because as I read books about a lot of great men, they have a certain way how they do things. They have a certain way how they approach things. So do you consider yourself a disciplinarian when it comes to your business as well as your personal life?
Now, do I consider myself a disciplinarian? No. Am I disciplined? Yes. I really consider myself to be firm, friendly, and fair. But you're absolutely right. A lot of times people say, what does it take to be successful? You absolutely have to be disciplined. And I will say, my brief time in JROTC, my brief time in the U.S. military, it really gave me structure. And when I came back home, yes, it helped me become more focused. And I am very disciplined. If I set a goal, I'm going to hit it because I'm not going to stop.
Awesome. And there's nothing wrong with being disciplined. That's one of my prayers, to be disciplined, have a disciplined lifestyle, because discipline brings success. You search certain things you want to do. You set your schedule, how to rest, how to eat. And that's another health-wise. So are you big into the health foods? I know a lot of great businessmen and women always focus on eating healthy because the Bible does say that God wants us to prosper in our health. So how's that with eating right, exercise on a regular? How do you implement that on a regular schedule?
Well, I'm not 100% the best, but I think I do a pretty good job. So I actually try and be active. I try and at least walk 30 minutes every day or every other day. For the most part, I do try my best to eat healthy. I drink plenty of water. Vegetables are so important, okay? And for me, it's very important that I maintain my vessel because I need it. You cannot lead others if you are weak, okay?
Exactly.
So I try my
Feeling
best
about it.
to eat balanced meals, snacks throughout the day. I don't eat a lot of sugary foods. I don't drink a lot of sugary drinks. Everything in moderation. I'm not going to say I don't have cheat days and that I don't enjoy comfort food because I absolutely do. But I do understand the importance of eating right, taking care of myself, taking care of my body. So I absolutely eat vegetables. I drink plenty of water and I stay very active.
Oh, most definitely got to do that. And my next question is, when you hear the word getting out your comfort zone, what is the first thing come to mind and why?
When I hear the word get out of your comfort zone, the first thing I think about is fear. And fear really limits us, right? And it keeps people stuck. What happens is if you can't move past fear and start leaning onto faith, you're not going to achieve your goals. What happens is we're so afraid of, I may not be able to do it. What happens if I mess up? What if, what if, what if? And so when you're stuck in fear, it will keep you slow. It will keep you stagnant. It will keep you complacent. It will keep you comfortable. But when you start leaning onto faith, the first thing you got to do is realize that it's possible. And you have to realize that you're deserving. And so when you realize that, whatever you dream, you're going to say, I can do it. And you're going to start working towards it. So when you start leaning towards faith more than your fear, anything is possible because you know you can achieve it.
Yeah, most definitely. And also getting out your comfort, like you say, get out your comfort zone. The fear factor holds us back. We allow fear to hold us back. We know that the Bible said God did not give the spirit of fear, but power, love, and a sound mind. Um, Changing things up. We know that this is what we've been towards going to December. What advice will you give people to change some things up? I know a lot of time in our life we get very stagnant. We do the same thing over and over again. We don't open ourselves up to new adventure, new ideas. So, what advice would you give someone who may be feeling stagnant right now where they at?
To anyone who's feeling stagnant, to anyone who's feeling stuck, one thing you have to do, you have to start dreaming again. And when you start dreaming and you have boundless and endless opportunities and options and possibilities, one thing that I love to do that I will tell you it works. I believe that you can manifest. I believe that you can see it, believe it, achieve it. So one thing I like to do is dream boards. Okay. So I write my plan and I make it clear. I set the goal and then I make it visible to myself. I got it on my mirror. I got it on my wall. I have my goals on my phone in front of me, in my face. Okay. So every day, everywhere, I'm seeing what is it that I'm working towards and why. Sometimes you need that reminder. So to keep it fresh, when you're working and you're feeling stagnant, you need to take a step back and remember, why are you doing this? What's the goal? So remembering your why, having a purpose, having something you're working towards, creating a vision, writing it out, seeing it every day, it's going to help you reach your goals. So anybody who's feeling stagnant, I would encourage you to keep on dreaming. And if you're tired, you need to get around some people who are going to build you up and you look at their dreams, okay, for motivation. That's one thing that really helps me. So I would definitely do a dream board. I would definitely do a prayer journal. I would definitely put it on your phone, put it on your wall, put it on your mirror, and remember your why. Remember, why are you doing what you're doing?
And that's some awesome stuff. And I know as you on this path, this journey of success, getting out your comfort zone, what keeps you motivated on a regular basis?
Oh yeah, my goals keep me motivated. Having access to people that are winning constantly reminds me that it's possible, and it keeps me uplifted. I feed my brain good things. One thing that I do to keep me motivated, I avoid people and situations that drain me. Okay. And like you said, motivation is not enough. You have to be disciplined and you have to be consistent. Okay. You can be amped up, you can be motivated, but that's not going to get the job done. You have to be disciplined and you got to stick to it. Stick to itiveness. You got to be consistent. But as far as motivation, yes, my goals motivate me, the things that I want to achieve, and definitely having a circle of friends who are constantly winning and trying to better themselves, it makes you want to step it up too. Because if you're around, oh, this is a good saying, the 6 people you're around the most. If you're around 6 people that's getting money, that's being successful, that's building businesses, that are doing great things, you're going to be the next. And if you're around 6 people that are doing nothing, that's pulling you down, that's being negative, that's not striving, you're going to be the next. So whoever you surround yourself with, let it be somebody who's powerful.
And most definitely, you got to have that because when you're on your purpose, you don't have time for all the foolish stuff. You don't have time for stuff that's not going to help take you to the next level.
That's right.
When you're on a whole nother level, you're on a whole nother journey, you cut a lot of things off. You cut some relationships off, because some people off, you cut some things off. Because you know, hey, my purpose is bigger than where I'm at. And like you said, associate around people who going somewhere instead of being around people who do not want to go anywhere. And you've been around people who do not want to go anywhere, it sucks. You may be around people who just do a lot of talking but no action, sucks. But it's all about being doers, because the old saying is actions speak louder than words. So you gotta put in the work, ladies and gentlemen. It's not gonna come out of the sky. You have to put in the work on a regular basis. And then my next question is, on a regular level, what time do you start your day? 'Cause I know a lot of great people, especially me. I like to get around about 4 o'clock, 4:30 in the morning when I'm off, because I like to get my day started. But for you, what time do you get your day started? What do you consist your whole entire day to be? Because when you're on a mission, you're on assignment, you don't have time for the foolish stuff.
I will tell you, my work day is not going to be your typical or average work day. And I will also tell you, a lot of times, when you're listening to successful people, it's not about the amount of time you spend working. It's about the results you produce in that time frame. Because sometimes I have 12, 16-hour days. Sometimes I get a lot done in 2 hours. So always keep in mind that don't just be busy, be productive. But right now, where I am, my day starts around 4 a.m. And during that time, it takes me some time. I get up, I have to collect my thoughts and get myself together before I get up in the morning. So while I'm doing that, like I have an alarm set when I get up in the morning. It's my time to meditate and plan my day. So I spend about 30 minutes mapping out what things I'm grateful for and what things I want to achieve. I try my best at least 3 times a week to spend 30 minutes in the gym, maybe walking, maybe stretching, maybe doing something. And if I can't make it to the gym, there have been times where I'll go to the park after work. So anyway, I wake up in the morning, I get my thoughts together, I get ready for work. My work day doesn't end until I'm finished. Whatever it is that I put on my urgent and priority list that I need to get done, I don't stop until it's done. So whether it takes me 10 hours or 16 or 24, yes, there has been days where I did not go to sleep at all. I'm not stopping until I get my list done.
Awesome stuff. And I know we're about to ready to end 2021. So how do you expect to finish out 2021?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna end 2021 with a bang. I absolutely want to end 2021. I know for a fact I want to help at least 10 more people earn money and income for themselves and for their families. I know for a fact I want to continue to educate my community on financial literacy. I know for an absolute fact I want to help at least 5 more families become properly protected and make sure they're planning for their future. So that's how I plan on ending my 2021. I want to continue helping people.
Awesome. And legacy, I always ask people about their legacy. The Bible says a good name is better than silver and gold. How do you see your legacy? What do you want your legacy to be after it's all said and done?
My legacy. I want to be known as a person who is influential, a woman of impact. Not only do I want to make sure my family is okay, but I want to help others. I want to help my community. I want to help educate people. And not only just educate them, I want to help put some people in a better position. I want to be able to look back and somebody can say, because of Anna, I made better decisions and it impacted me. I just want to help people live to their purpose. I want to help people become the best version of themselves. And I just want to do that through teaching financial literacy.
Awesome. And also, people that may be interested in financial literacy, how can they get in contact with you? How can they reach out to you? Because that we know that money is a tool. It's money that we have to use while we're here in the earth. So how can people get in contact with you if they want to learn more about finances? So a lot of times we just look at money, blow it, go by the latest trends, fashion, you name it. But we don't have anything in our savings. We still go from paycheck to paycheck living. So how can people get in contact with you who's very serious about getting their finances in order?
Absolutely. If you want to reach me on Facebook or Instagram, I am Anna C_Kobe. You can also reach me at my website, thespendingplanspecialist.org. Every Thursday, y'all, every Thursday in some form or fashion, we're teaching free financial literacy concepts every single Thursday. All you have to do is follow me on social media, whether it's in person or via Zoom. So you can follow me on social media. On Facebook, I'm Anna Kobe. On Instagram, I'm Anna C_Kobe, thespendingplanspecialist.org. But definitely follow me every Thursday where we're teaching these concepts to everyone, but absolutely free.
And also, I know you do a lot of free classes. So besides that, are there fees? Because we had talked about this last week on the podcast. People taking their money to invest in being a better version of yourself. You know, I said this last week. You know, if you're working a job, pick up a couple hours on your job to put the money aside to invest in a better version of you. And I know with classes, it takes time, the resources, the textbooks. So are there a fee when it comes to your services besides the free class? I know people want to take this stuff serious. I'm a big advocate on that. Take stuff serious when it comes to being a better version of yourself.
Absolutely. I definitely believe you should invest in yourself. To sit down with me and have a free consultation, it costs nothing. To come to the Thursday class, it costs nothing. There are no strings attached. And I actually have a resource and a platform that will give you a free financial education. So yeah, just tell anybody who wants to reach out to me, I have resources available and I want to help more people become financially literate. So right now, yeah, Thursday, you can join me for absolutely free. I'm not asking anything but your time and for an open mind.
Awesome. That's all too, ladies and gentlemen. So take it, strive. Just take things serious about what we want to go to where, you know, we get, like I said, we get so hyped up about next year. We get so hyped about the first of the year. I'm going to do this and do that. But start where you at. Start where you at, and then you carry on towards the next year playing at a high level. So do you have any final remarks before we ready to get off the air tonight here for the listening audience? Because remember, this will be going up our YouTube channel. So I encourage everybody, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. It is Walking This Way Impact Voice Podcast. So I encourage you to like, subscribe to our podcast. So any final remarks for those who's going to be listening, because it's going to be all around the world.
Absolutely. I guess my final remarks would be to anyone out there. It's never too late to start planning for tomorrow, but you do not want to wait another day. You need to get with a professional to sit down and map out your financial future and make sure it's somebody that you trust. You absolutely need to set not only yourself up, but your family. And that helps, and it comes by being educated. So definitely sit down with a planner, sit down with somebody who can help you eliminate and reduce your debt. Sit down with somebody who can help you make sure you are properly protected and saving for your future with investment tools and vehicles, okay? So get educated and connect yourself with people who are powerful and positive and uplifting.
Oh, so now another thing I want to ask you too about credit. How do you go about that? I know a lot of people want to get their credit cleared up. I know they get with people to dispute the credit. You know, you got some people say get into with these creditors, and I learned something last night by doing a settlement that some of these creditors will do settlements to get things off your credit. So how do you go about implementing getting your credit in order?
Now, there are so many ways to get your credit in order. So that means you're going to have to invite me back to talk about that, because it really depends on so many different factors. Everybody's credit situation, everybody's financial situation is relative to them. Okay. So it really just depends on what's on your credit. So if you want to bring me back, we can talk about the factors that they rate your score. And so that way you know how they target it, because it's a few different ways that you're being graded. Just like when you're in school, you know, the length of history, how long have you had credit? Okay. How many accounts do you have open? Are they in good standing? We can talk about inquiries. We can talk about debt and collections, what to pay, what not to pay, and when. So you definitely need to have me back on your podcast. And I'd love to come back and talk about some other financial tools and resources that I have available as well.
Oh, most definitely we can make that happen here on Impact Voice Podcast. Like I said, it's all about being a better version of ourselves. I know I'll be 40 April 23rd. So I'll be 40 April 23rd. So I'm looking at being a better version of myself from here to then, because it's all about taking it to the next level, mentally, spiritually, financially. So I would love to have you back on here again to bring some tips, some pointers, some awareness, and let's take it to the next level here on the podcast. So what was said tonight, I hope y'all got some out of it. I hope it was encouraging to you. It would light a fire under you. And like I said, we're very excited. Anna, once again, take time out to be the schedule. So one more time, plug how people can get in contact with you. If they have any questions, any concerns, take it away.
All right. Once again, I'm Anna Kobe. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Instagram. And if you're local to Mobile, Alabama, definitely come see me in person. Yes, I operate 3 major chain restaurants during the day, and I'm teaching financial literacy at night. So make sure you stay connected with me. So on Instagram, it's Anna C_Kobe. On Facebook, it's Anna C. And you can also reach me and set up an appointment with me at thespendingplanspecialist.org. Thank you so much for sharing your platform with me.
Oh, you're welcome, Anna. And when you book these appointments, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you stick to these appointments. Don't waste nobody's time. If you say you're going to meet with her, make it your best to do it. Now, I understand stuff happen, but communicate. Don't have her wait and then come 2 days later, you call up and say, such happened. Don't do nobody like that. That's very disrespectful. Be men and women just have integrity, ladies and gentlemen. All jokes aside, make sure we have integrity. Do not waste people's time. I don't like my time wasted. If I get my time wasted, I'll be pissed off, and I don't like that. Especially we had an agreement to do something. That's just my pet peeve. But don't waste people's time, ladies and gentlemen. You're gonna stick to it. If you're making an appointment with Anna, stick to it. If something happens, call her an hour within, say, hey, I won't be able to make it since it's happened. Reschedule it. Keep that line of communication open. She was like, okay, that's a trustworthy person. If you don't show up and no call, no show, especially if you go to somebody's job. If you don't show up on them folks' job, what they gonna do? They gonna fire your mind. Yeah, they're gonna let you go. Consider you AWOL. So don't do that, man. Respect people, man. That's all I gotta say about that. So we want to thank everybody once again for being part of tonight's podcast. We want everybody to have a great Tuesday. Work on a better version of yourself, because I'm here to start a new journey myself. I start boxing lessons in the morning. So I'm very excited about that. So I got to get my rest starting off in the AM. So I encourage everybody. You guys, so I encourage everybody, man, learn a new trade, learn a new craft, educate yourself, become a better version of yourself. Let's not just talk about it. Let's be about it. And I'm an example of that. Let's be about it. So I encourage everybody, be a better version of yourself. If you set an appointment with Anna, you live up to it. If you can't make it, let her know. Call, text, email, FaceTime, whatever you need to do. Be men and women of integrity. Don't waste nobody's time. But like I said, that's very disrespectful. We're going to see y'all next time here on Walking This Way Impact Voice Podcast. Y'all have a great night, and we'll be back with y'all again soon. Peace, everybody.
Hold on.
Oh, go ahead.
Everybody, happy Thanksgiving.
Oh,
Happy
yeah.
Thanksgiving to everybody. Enjoy your holiday with the family. Be safe out here in these streets. Be safe wherever you go. If you're traveling, be careful on the road. God bless you. We love you. It's all yours, Mr. Furman.
Oh, yeah. And also, if you're going shopping, do not fight over stuff. Do not fight over stuff. I see that happen one time when I was living in Mobile. These folks fighting over, and that stuff is, you can replace that stuff. If somebody get it before you, let them have it. And also, if you know you got bills too, pay your bills on time. You know the rent coming up, so pay your rent. Don't be trying to wait till I gotta go get Black Friday and then your rent due.
Be here before you know it.
Late fees and stuff, man. Pay your stuff. You know what? That's another thing with your credit too. Pay your bills on time. That make your credit go score. And do that make your credit score go up, Anna? You pay
It
your bills
does.
on time. So pay your bills on time. If you got a credit card, that credit card is from the devil. So if you got a credit card, make you spend that stuff on time too. Don't mess up your credit card. Let's be more responsible when it comes to this around this time. Enjoy Turkey Day, of course, football, of course, and also detox too, because you know you eat all that food, so you got to detox that body. So that's another podcast. But man, we want everybody to have a great night. We'll see y'all here next week on Walking This Way Impact Voice Podcast. Peace, everybody.